It goes without saying, but our world is completely dependent on communication for everything we do. Why shouldn't it be equally or even more important for our first responders to be able to communicate 100% of the time when they're in harm's way? Times of crisis, everybody jumps on their device and everybody tries to use it at the same time, and the fire and police officials are trying to compete for that same service. The basic connection point between the fireman inside the structure and the fire chief outside has to be maintained. Absolute critical time when you have to make the decision, a split second of someone in their life or entering a burning structure or a dangerous situation, doesn't need to be a time when you wonder or worry if your phone or your device is going to work. So it's as simple as that. My name is David Wigington and I lead our wireless services division at AFL. My initial background was in the fire service, where I was a paramedic and a firefighter for several years. After leaving, I jumped into the telecom industry. We specialize at AFL in the cellular world, in developing solutions that work for our clients and our customers. We specialize in that complex connectivity. So it only makes sense for us to want to help bring that expertise into the public safety arena, where it's even more critical because it's all about life and death. PCTEL, who is a partner of ours in the public safety program that we have, asked us if we would be willing to help perform a demonstration of some software that they use. They have a strong partnership with an organization called the Safer Buildings Coalition. We are also a part of this organization, and so it was just a natural thing for us to volunteer to help.
The background is Chief Perdue, as part of his mission with Safer Buildings Coalition, talks a lot about how do you test a building so that you know the radio is going to perform well for the first responders. And so he talks about it a lot. He's very knowledgeable on, how is a test supposed to be done based on code. And he taught us a lot about it here at PCTEL. So he comes up to me recently and said, I want to come watch live somebody who knows how they're doing testing, watch them do some tests. So I reached out to my good friend, Trey Barton at AFL. That as a company, AFL does so many aspects of the project, from beginning, planning, assessment, installing, commissioning, and making sure it's maintained and monitored at the end. So all of those make AFL an ideal candidate for helping do this test that Chief Perdue wanted to witness.
And the bottom line is, can you communicate when you need it? If the public needs to call 911, do they have the service capability, whether smartphone or other mobile device, to make that connection? Number two is, can they receive information about an emergency? We're standing here in a high school, and heaven forbid you have an active shooter event. But if something like that occurs, can you receive that information about sheltering in place, where to go, what to do? Our goal is to make sure that EMS, fire, and law enforcement can communicate whenever they need to. Regardless of where it happens, what type of event it is, that when they need to push that button on their radio or utilize that smart device for an operation, that those devices work the first time and every time.